So on the history tab is where you would be able to pull the history from the unit. The unit will give you all the controllers, and you will then select which controllers history information you would like to view or to download. So what you would do is you would open a specific controller, and in this case most of the times what we would require in history would be your U1730, which is the current temperature of your probe or of your coil or of that room. Once you have selected that specific room probe temperature, you can select as many as you would want. So just to give you an example, I'm going to select 2 probes, 2 different probes in that room, and I would want to select a probe in a secondary room. And then from here you go and select your start date, your start time. If you do select a time that is prior to what the system has information on, you would have an error that appears in red. So from here you would then select OK, where it will retrieve all of the information. You would then reselect the data points to draw. This is a function that was built in, so where you can just double check that the information that you required is in fact the correct information. For example, if you would only want to from here select that probe and deselect the rest, you're more than welcome. So let's look at tunnel 2B probe and tunnel 1A probe. This is your start and stop time that you've entered, and then you go and select OK. When you have finished completing the selection criteria, you would then see the following graph that would appear in the parameters that you've selected. Here you've got the option to export your history, to print the information, to save the information, and then to convert the information. When exporting the information, you have to select CSV format. On this, you have the option to determine the sample rate of information you would require. In some cases where the information is a lot, we would advise that the sample rate is made more, whereas it doesn't give you a reading of the probes every 2 minutes for a day, 2 days, a week or a month, but rather in 30-minute intervals it will take a sample rate of the probe temperature reading. Otherwise your file might just be too big. However, it's your option. So in this case I'm going to take 2-minute sample rates or interval rates. You can give the document a description. And then you go and save as to your desktop. And then you can access it from your desktop at a later stage. When you go to print, you need to make sure that your printer is linked to the current device that you're working from. You can then select OK to print the information. From here you've got a quick access to go and save the information you are looking at.